Don't you want them to hear it?
Come on, Steven.
Yeah, we'll like it, even if it's bad. Amethyst. It's true, though.
If you're evil and you're on the rise, you can count on the four of us taking you down. Cause we're good and evil never beats us. We'll win the fight and then go out for pizzas. We are the crystal gems. We'll always save the day. And if you think we can, we'll always find a way. That's why the people of this world believe in Garnet, Amethyst, and Carl and Steven!
If you could only know what we really are when we arrived on Earth from out beyond your star, we were amazed to find your beauty and your worth, and we will protect your kind, and we will protect your Earth, and we will protect your Earth, and we will protect you.
I will fight for the paper I'm free to live together and exist as we.
I will fight in the name of Rose Quartz and everything that she believed in. I will fight for the world I was made in. The earth is everything I've ever known.
I will try to be everything that everybody wants me to be when I'm grown. The other against us won't be easy, but we're not going to do it alone. We are the crystal gems. We'll always save the day. And if you think we can, we'll always find a way. That's why we are this world. Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl, and Steven!
A cheeseburger backpack.
Oh!
It's kind of dirty, but that's because I love it so much. Our bodies are actually projections generated by our gemstone.
What the fuck is up, everybody? What the fuck is up? Wizard here, smoking weed, listening to a really, really, really good theme song. Oh, my nose. So, that was, if you didn't know it, that was the theme song to Steven Universe. Steven Universe has very quickly become one of my favorite shows of all time. It's an animated show, Cartoon Network. I don't know when it airs because I don't have cable. Fuck cable. It's useless and trash and no one really actually needs it. But yes, it's an animated show on Cartoon Network about a little boy named Steven. I don't really know how old he is. I haven't gone too much into looking into every little bit of information about the show. But allow me to pull up some pictures and references here because this is the unedited, uncut video of me. I don't know. I don't have any good like video stuff on my computer. Plus, I don't effing know how to do any of that like at all. I don't know how to pop videos up, and I'd like to know how to make it so that the video pops up like here in the corner of the screen, and I'm still here, but I don't know how to do any of that. All I have is my Logitech webcam software, which is already, it's just the stuff that comes with the webcam. So, allow me to introduce to you, everyone, this is Steven Universe. He has a father named Greg Universe. This is Steven's outfit. This never changes, ever. I mean, I know that happens with a lot of cartoon shows, but like they even show his room and Pearl's helping him fold laundry, and he all has the same star shirt and the same pants. It's pretty funny. He lives with, I might as well show you a picture of his dad as well, but he lives with 3 aliens known as the Crystal Gems. And before I get into that, here is Greg Universe, Steven's dad, when he originally met the Crystal Gems. I believe he was a teenager at about this time. That or he was like maybe in his early 20s, pardon me. And this is currently Steven's dad. The tan lines never leave. He also never changes his shirt. Note the tan lines. He plays a lot of guitar. He was in his own little band. He had a CD. He had a good song called Let Me Drive My Van Into Your Heart. And he had another good one that he sang with Rose Quartz, who is Steven's mom, called What Can I Do For You, I think? It's like, what can I do for you? What can I do for you? And then, I don't know, a whole bunch of other words. I like that song, though. I like pretty much all of the songs in this show. There's a lot of songs in the show. So the Crystal Gems are a selection of these aliens known as gems, and they're literally, they have, Pearl has a whole teach you all about the gems video, but they're literally just gems that have magical powers, and they can project physical holograms of them, of what they feel like looking like at the time, so they can transform. But they're usually commonly seen in their hominid bodies, shall we say. Here's a pretty alright picture. This is an average one. So, here we have Pearl. She is OCD as fuck. That can be said first off. She's more of a ballerina-esque type character. She prances around. When she fights, it's graceful. She leaps around. She swings and twirls and acrobats. It's very cool. I like her a lot. She's very uptight and paranoid a lot too. But she's like a real, she tries to be a very nice and loving character, but I feel like she just doesn't, she's not able to get out her personality quite right, you know, because she's like wired as fuck all of the time. She was very, very much in love with Steven's mom, Rose Quartz. Steven's the only male gem. They're all females, by the way, so there's that. But yeah, she was very much in love with Rose. Rose dies in the show. Because I guess she cannot exist while Steven exists because she passes her gem on to him. So, I don't know, I'm not really quite sure how it all works. I mean, I've watched a lot of the show and I see a lot of things on Tumblr, but there's also quite a lot of it that is all just fan opinions, you know, theories and such. So you never know what could be real and what could not be real, so try to take it with a grain of salt and just absorb what I can from the show itself. I mean, it's never like, oh, I was a total lesbian for your mom, but yes, she was. They just, you know, letting it get through as a kid's show. She also is very technological. She can do a lot of things with machines and computers, and this is seen quite a lot, especially in the latest episodes that have been going on where she's working with another gem named Peridot to build a giant drill. It's really awesome, and Peridot's a great character. But anyways, before I get totally off track, because this happens a lot, and I'm trying to actually do a really, like an actual video with a, how should we say, a subject. Yes. So Garnet here has a big giant afro. There's one episode of the Steven universe where Steven depicts Garnet's day for her, and that hair is actually a big giant weight on her head, like Rock Lee from Naruto. Yes, never really watched too much of that show, but I do remember that the Rock Lee guy has big giant weights on his ankles that he carries around, and like she drops it on the ground and it cracks the ground when it hits, which the show has a lot of referencing in it, so I feel like that may have been like a reference to that or some other type of anime, because Lord knows there's going to be tons of anime that has people with incredible amounts of strength like that. She is, gosh, she's really cool. She's very motherly. I'm trying to decide if I want to say things or not, depending on if you're watching this, if you've seen the show or not. she's one of my favorite characters. I'll say that much. She's one of my favorite characters. She's very, very powerful. She's voiced by Estelle, who the only song I can think of is American Boy that she did, but she's a British. I guess now she would be a voice actor, but I don't even know if she still does music. I would hope so, but she's a British singer. She's got giant. Oh yeah, and they all have weapons. I totally forgot about this. Garnet has giant gauntlets. Pearl has a spear that she pulls out of her head. And then she's also very quiet and mysterious, and she can see the future. But and the last character is Amethyst, who, interestingly enough, a lot of my female friends find Amethyst to be their favorite character. Probably because she's like fucking awesome. But she's a very rowdy character. She's small and she's short. You actually find out in one of the later episodes that she's quite smaller than she should be. She actually should be about twice her height and twice her girth, because she's what's known as a quartz. So quartz is supposed to be big and tough rocks and such. And quartz rocks can get really fucking big. Really big. It's ridiculous. And she has a whip. If anything, I think it's funny that her gem is here, and when she pulls out a whip, she's just like, whoosh, and she just pulls this whole thing out, like, and it's just like a whole show of, I don't know, it's very humorous to me whenever she pulls out her whip. But, she's pretty crazy. She, like, just generally doesn't give a fuck at all. That's just the kind of character is. She just don't give a fuck. She has, like, a real messy-ass room, and she loves the messes, actually. She enjoys it a lot. She prides herself in having these tactically messy piles of things in her room. And there's thousands of them and all kinds of things. There's like a whole episode where the chunk of the episode, she's raiding Greg's junk, like in his storage. She's like, oh, you got great junk here. Look at this. Why would anyone want to, like, throw this out? And it was like half of a broken plate. You know, like, all different kinds of stuff. But she is very powerful. She's not as powerful as Garnet, but she can take a hell of a beating in combat quite a lot. She is also transforms the most. Like, they can all transform, but Amethyst is always transforming, usually for pranks and stuff, but she transforms into a lot of things. A cat, too. She really likes using her cat. And I'm, like, losing track as to how this video should go. But those are the three different characters. They're awesome. Well, the three of the main characters. There's a lot of side characters. There's Lars and Sadie. Lars and Sadie work at a donut shop, and they're friends with Steven. And Lars is like a dick to him, but I feel like Lars does kind of like him. Not sure. Lars is weird. She's also the only animated character I've ever seen with like stretched ears, and that's really awesome. Yeah, but he's like a total fucking dick all the time. I can see that in some of the episodes he really like kind of feels bad about being a dick, and he like, I don't know, he seems like a real awkward dude who's not sure how to handle anything. So it all just gets projected out as like dickishness, you know. And Sadie really likes him, and he really likes her, but they've got this weird kind of relationship because he's never actually like, yo, dog, trying to date, you know. So it's just an odd friendship or relationship they have, and odd that they have with Steven. I mean, Sadie and Steven get along really well. Steven seems to think him and Lars get along really well, and Lars is like, God, you frustrate me. It's pretty funny. The show's really awesome because there's just so many different emotions and so many different situations going on, and all these different interactions and relationships that people have, and it's very diverse. You know, there's also Connie, that's Steven's interest, as they say. They actually ended up fusing, which they can do fusions. I forgot I should have said something about that too. I'll kick around to that at some point here. But Connie meets Steven because he like sees her reading a book on a beach, and he's like, oh, I want to go talk to her. I want to go talk to her. But he's never sure what to say. And then when he finally gets the courage to go up and talk to her, man, I don't even remember what happened. Something happened. And they got stuck in a bubble that Steven can make. It's like a super impenetrable bubble. It's really awesome. And they get stuck in the ocean, like all the way down to the bottom of the ocean, like all day until it ends up popping and they escape. And then they become friends and they become very close. And Steven actually gives he gives Connie his mom's sword, and she like uses it because she's learning how to sword fight because she feels like she wants to, continue to be around Steven and his family and help them fight all the evil things that are attacking and trying to take over Earth because they're trying to protect it from the other gems because the gems want to turn it into a, giant kindergarten home planet, gem planet thing that eats apart the world and makes gems, and it's pretty crazy. The show is a lot more intense and in depth than I thought it would ever get, and I fucking love it. It's a wonderful show. Oh, it's so good. The gems can fuse. They're a lot of different fusions, and I'm excited to see more. Very excited to see more. So let's see. I'll just look up the fusions, like a whole set of them. Nicki Minaj voices one of the fusions. I don't really care for Nicki Minaj, but, it's pretty cool that she's one of the voices. That's weird. So that Sardonyx is not real. Okay, so you have, I guess it's the first one there, Sugilite. Sugilite is the combination of garnet and amethyst, and Sugilite is real fucking big. Huge. And she is the one that's voiced by Nicki Minaj. There is Opal. Opal is pretty cool. You don't see her that often, and she's very quiet. But Opal is the fusion of amethyst and pearl. And then you have, I'm just going to keep this here because I'm tired of the flash happening. You have the one in the middle, whose gosh darn name I can't remember. I should just look it up. But all three of them fuse for one episode where Connie's parents want to meet Steven's parents, and Steven's like, oh fuck, I don't have any parents. Well, he has Greg, but he doesn't have a mom, and he'd feel really weird if, he didn't have a mom there in the family. So he ends up having all three gems fused together, and they portray as his mom, and then it ends up the Alexandrite. That's the name, Alexandrite. And they end up breaking apart during the dinner, like the fusion, and they all like freak out, and everyone finds out what's going on, and then it's all fine and dandy at the end of the episode, as most episodes are. There is Malachite. Malachite is the combination of Jasper. Sorry, I'm trying to type here. Jasper and Lapis. And this is Jasper. She has a scary face. Jasper honestly kind of intimidates me. There's another one. She's got a hell of a lot of hair. And there's her in like combat mode. She dons this big helmet thing she can bash into. She gets into a fight with Garnet, and it's pretty cool. Steven first, Lapis. And then there's Lapis Lazuli. They do a whole couple episodes about her. She's really cool too. She was trapped in a mirror when they found her, but she's very blue. She also has wings that she can make out of water. Her whole thing is like water. She's really awesome. And they fused to make Malachite. Well, her and Jasper. Bam. I like how gems are now. I look up gems, and you can look up and see like the gem. And then the actual gem, the literal physical on-earth gem. So there's some funky ones for her. Alright, this is Malachite. She's really, really big too. She's, I'd say she's bigger than Sugilite. Sugilite's pretty big. Find a good close-up of her face here. You notice a lot of the gems take on multiple sets of eyes, which is really cool. When they fuse, they really try to fuse, you know, and incorporate really good effect of being fused, you know. Multiple arms, multiple legs, multiple eyes. It's all very cool. Oh, and Peridot. I should show you Peridot. She is becoming one of my favorite characters. Peridot is this, like, tripped out little fucking squirrely green gem. And she's just, like, out of her mind. She's really, really smart and all about, like, technology. And she came from Homeworld to Earth to inspect on kindergarten and check out how the things were going there. And she ended up, like, the crystal gems ended up, like, fucking all her shit up. And she's like, yo, you're fucking all my shit up. And then after this great big battle, she ends up getting stuck on Earth. And Steven and the gems find her. And then they kind of sort of, like, take her hostage. But now she just kind of lives there because they're trying to get rid of this thing called the cluster. And if you end up watching it, you'll know what that is. And if you do watch it, you already know what that is. But, move with her. She's awesome. Well, this is her in her gear. She has limb extenders. This is her without the limb extenders. It's hilarious. She is so adorable, and she's like real angry. And someone actually did this very funny video. Sadly, I'm really not a big fan of her voice. I really didn't think she pulled it off very well. But the very beginning was hilarious. Because Peridot's thing is to say clods, like all the time. Just clods, clods, clods. She calls people clods. Like at one point, she's like saying about Amethyst is a clod and Steven is a clod, and there's all these 2 clods and 3 clods and clods, clods, clods. I can't think. Probably shouldn't be smoking weed while I make the video because, you know, I end up like muffing up. But here, so I'm only gonna play like the very beginning, but.
Are the crystal clods? They always wreck my day by breaking all my stuff and getting in my way.
Yes, her voice is not very flattering, sadly. I'd like to find somebody that's much better with her voice and do a thing of that, but then they'd be like, oh, you're stealing it, that was my idea. We just need to find somebody with a better voice to do it. I'm sorry, but I can't help but be a little critical. I mean, I can't say much. I'm total trash. Look at me sitting here stoned as fuck doing some really cheap-ass Steven Universe video that I'm sure millions of people have made already. I don't even know why I'm doing it, except for the fact that I just love to talk about the Steven Universe. And I love to talk about things, so this is my way of talking about things and doing things. And maybe if somebody sees it, that's pretty awesome. If they don't, oh well. Plus, I don't look too awesome for a video right now anyways, but I'm still gonna smoke some weed. This is like some pretty dank. Apparently it's sour diesel. I don't know. It's good weed. It gets me high. Fuck it. They stopped Steven Universe episodes for a while. It was like like 2 months or something. Probably about a month or 2 months. Apparently they were on a hiatus. But I just found out that new episodes are coming this month. Woo! Excited. Hope everybody else is, because I'm fucking waiting. When I first sat down and, like, when I found out about Steven Universe, it was through Tumblr. Tumblr is how I found out about a lot of things. But I wasn't really sure what it was. And I'm like, oh, I'll check it out. I watched, like, an episode or 2 with my girlfriend at the time, and she was like, oh, this is really dumb. And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. And then I just kind of turned it off. And Tumblr just started getting crazier and crazier with it, and it's like showing all these fusions and like crazy stories and how the characters are, you know, very open about a lot of things, and how the show is just like, it's so much better than like it originally was thought to be in. And I was like, oh, you know what? I'll check it out again. So I sat down and I ended up watching every single episode up until I think like 52, maybe somewhere in the 50s or 60s. I just watched every episode that day. Oh man, I was so hooked. I have been showing it to people. I love showing it to people. It almost just as an excuse to like watch it myself. And generally, there's some pretty positive reviews. My friend TJ thinks he's like, oh, I can't. He loves it, but he doesn't like the fact that Steven wears flip flops. He's just really, really bothered by that. Ah, fuck. I think it's really funny that he's bothered by it. But I mean, there are weird little things like that that bother me about things sometimes. So, it happens. But yeah, Steven Universe is a great show. I saw a game that looked pretty cool. I don't remember what it was called. Let me come here and find it. But it was like a little RPG Steven Universe game for your phone that's like, I think it's like $4. I am pretty sure it's for that, for the Android. Pretty sure, but I'm actually thinking about purchasing it here in a little while myself. Is that it? Attack the Light? I think so. Yep, Steven Universe. Attack the Light. Wait, is there a video? Is there a video? Okay. No, that won't really work. But they released a bunch of monsters, and now they got to go back and get them again. And it's like it looks like some type of turn-based game. It's pretty cool. I definitely want to get it. I'm down. I love playing video games. I would love to play a Steven Universe game. If there's fusions in it, that's fucking awesome. I really, really want to see more fusions. Because the fusions are really what got me wanting to watch the show, you know? I was like, I don't know, I was always into that when I was a kid. Like, when I was in history class back in, I believe, about like 6th grade, I was reading one of the textbooks they've given us, and they were showing about how they took Egyptians way back, a lot of different, you know, kings, pharaohs, whatever and such. I don't even remember. I should really get back into reading about that again. But they'd have different types of crowns and things. But when a kingdom or a city or whatever would merge with another one, or one would take over the other. However, when both would become one, they would take the crowns and they would make a crown that was both of them and put them together. It was really cool. So when I was little, I used to draw all different types of crowns, and then I draw them fused with other crowns, and I got real into doing that. I just like fusion. You know, fusion's a very cool concept of things like equipment, and I love how Kratos can turn his one blade into 2 blades. That's fucking cool, you know? Fusion in general is awesome. So I really got into that, and I hope that they show more. But I'm not really sure what else I could be talking about for the Steven Universe. You know, there's a lot of music. Music's really good. There's generally a song every like 3 episodes. There's a Cookie Cat rap. Cookie Cat's like this ice cream sandwich that's in the shape of a cat. Steven raps about it. It's about this cat that leaves his family to go into space and I think save somebody or save some people or something. It's been about a couple weeks since I watched Steven Universe. I'm a very forgetful person, so pardon my forgettable moments here. But well, this video is just about a half hour actually, so since I'm running out of things, it was good timing. I guess I'll probably start doing other videos. Maybe try and get a little more focused and do more planning before I make these videos. And I shall, you know, put them up. And you know, if anybody watches videos, leave some comments. Let me know what you think. Please critique the fuck out of me. Like, I know I'm a shitty person. We're all shitty people. Critique the fuck out of me. I don't care. Tell me what you need to. Let me know what's good. What maybe you'd like to see me talk about next. I love talking about things. There's a lot of things I like, and I'd like to look into. If it's something I don't know, I'm also willing to study up on it and then discuss it and my views about it and such. But yeah, I guess I'll have one more toke before I head off the video here. Because, you know, marijuana. Alright, everybody.